This is Taio. Let's waste no time and jump right into my top 10 most anticipated games of 2013. Number 10, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix. Man, that's a mouthful. Yeah, it's Taio, therefore there has to be at least one Kingdom Hearts game on this list. At least this time it's on the bottom. Wait, what's this? They're making a Kingdom Hearts game with a decent story? Oh wait, it's just the original with HD graphics. Never mind. I think the gameplay has greatly improved in the Kingdom Hearts series, but I'm still really going to enjoy going back and playing the game on a higher resolution. Plus, this is basically the definitive version of Kingdom Hearts. We missed out on a boss and a couple keyblades here in the States. Only Japan got this extra stuff in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Plus, I'm totally making up for the fact that Sony removed PlayStation 2 backwards compatibility in the later versions of the PlayStation 3. Really, I'm mostly looking forward to playing the original Kingdom Hearts, but they are also including Chain of Memories. I never owned the English version of that game. I was such a big Kingdom Hearts nut that I imported Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, which included Chain of Memories game. So I basically beat it in Japanese and never bothered getting the English version, so I guess this is a nice bonus. They also redid all the cinematics from Kingdom Hearts 358 Half Days. Do people really care about that? I mean, I'll watch them, I guess, but I don't really care about any of that. Next game, number 9, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD Edition. Story-wise, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker is one of my favorite Zelda games, if not my favorite Zelda game for story. So I was very excited when they announced they'd be remaking it with improved graphics for the Wii U. As you can see, this list is being filled up with remakes, which isn't a very good thing, but they're remakes to some of my favorite games, so I just tossed them on the bottom of this list. Most of this list is made of brand new games, so don't worry about it. However, it's more than just graphics that make me want this game. You see, Wind Waker had a few issues, especially near the end of the game. If you've ever played Wind Waker, then you probably already know what I'm talking about. Triforce Sword Quest! Actually, that's not true. They're not really side quests if they're required to beat the main game, are they? They're Triforce required junk! They're so annoying, so long and frustrating. Yeah, you gotta pay Tingle to get the map. Blah, 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 blah. In March of 2007, Eiji Aonuma stated that with Wind Waker, it wasn't that we removed dungeons because of time constraints or anything like that. Actually, we thought there was just too much volume, so we reduced it to something we thought was much more manageable to the end user. But having released it, we heard from North America end users that there wasn't enough and they wanted more. What I want is to take possibly unused ideas from when Wind Waker was in development and put them in this new game. Imagine having new dungeons to explore in Wind Waker as opposed to going through tedious Triforce finding quests. It would improve the game so much. Now that they know we wanted more, let's hope they give it to us. Number 8. Animal Crossing New Leaf. Wow, it's been a long time since I played an Animal Crossing game. I didn't even try City Folk because it didn't look very different from Wild World. This one has piqued my interest though, for the simple fact that it looks like they're actually trying to innovate the series. For one thing, you're the mayor now. I think you have to pay off Nook, but it's not as hard. It better not be as hard. You're the freaking mayor. But the great thing about being mayor is you have a lot more control over the town. You can change what each part of a house looks like. You can add lamps, you can add benches. Not to mention they've made it so you can customize your character a lot more. You can change what their pants look like instead of just the shirt. You can also have them wear accessories and change what shoes they're wearing. I really appreciate the new options and customization considering this is what Animal Crossing is all about. Your character is also capable of doing more, like actually swimming in the ocean near the town. I'm not sure if I'll pick it up the day it comes out, but it's definitely on my radar. Next game! Number 7. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Yet another remake makes the list, but man am I looking forward to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I was addicted to Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii. I played it for over 300 hours. I played it so much my Wii was killed by it, and I had to send it in for repairs. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate adds just about every Monster Hunter weapon that was missing in the original Monster Hunter Tri. It also adds a huge number of new monsters to take on, as well as several subspecies. One great feature that they've added is the ability to transfer your hunter from the Wii U version to the 3DS version so you can actually take him on the go. I really hope more games do that, at least the ones that let you level up a character like that. This game probably would have made number 1 on this list if it weren't for the fact it was a remake. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. It may be a remake, but it's a hell of a remake. Also, it comes out tomorrow, so I'll be able to play it very soon. It's also the reason I got this list done before 2014. Thank you, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Number 6. Harmo Knight. Have you played the demo to Harmo Knight? If you own a 3DS and you haven't, go and download it right now. Pause this video and go download it right now. It's fun. Try it. Harmo Knight is created by Game Freak, the makers of Pokemon. Since they're constantly busy with their cash cow, they rarely get the opportunity to make a different game that's not Pokemon related. Thankfully, with the rise of digital purchases, however, Game Freak has taken the time to make this fun little game. Harmo Knight is a game where your character is constantly automatically running to the right. You only have 2 actions you can perform: your attack and your jump. Collectible items and enemies appear in sync with certain notes in the soundtrack. So as long as you can get the rhythm, you know exactly when to attack and when to jump. There's 3 different characters to play as, though you'll only be playing as the character Tempo in the demo. I can show you video clips left and right, but really, you just have to experience it. If you own a 3DS, like I said, play the demo. Number 5. Mercenary Kings. Mercenary Kings is being developed by the same team that made that awesome Scott Pilgrim game, Tribute Games. It also has the same amazing artist, Paul Robertson. Mercenary Kings was up on Kickstarter, and thankfully, it's gotten more than enough funds to get made. Though, not enough for online multiplayer, unfortunately. Oh well, they said they'd eventually get to all the Kickstarter promises, even if they didn't make the money. It would just take longer. When you think of Mercenary Kings gameplay, just think of Metal Slug. Now, imagine Metal Slug, but with Paul Robertson's art and the ability to make hundreds upon hundreds of fully customizable weapons. And that's pretty much Mercenary Kings in a nutshell. Also, it has 4-player split-screen co-op, and I know it's going to be a blast to play. I've included a link to the Mercenary Kings Kickstarter page in the video description. It's always fun to support an amazing indie game like this. Number 4. One Piece Pirate Warriors 2. As much as I enjoyed One Piece Pirate Warriors, it had problems, like those annoying quick time event platforming areas with Luffy. Well, looks like Koei gets a second chance because we got a sequel to that game coming up. One Piece Pirate Warriors 2 is interesting because it actually uses the character models for the characters after the 2-year jump. So the characters have all their new abilities, even though some of the arcs that will appear in this game actually take place before the 2-year time jump, like Sky Island and Hollow Bark. I am really excited for this game. I hope they fix the problems that plagued the last game. One thing I'm really hoping for is a fight against Oz, that giant demon creature that the Straw Hats took down together. That should be amazing if they can pull it off. Though, to be honest, I'm not sure if there are usually gigantic enemies in Dynasty Warrior-like games. But still, please, Koei, you gotta do this. You have to make Oz a boss. It would be amazing. I can't wait to explore all the new locations. As I said before, Sky Island, Hollow Bark, but I'm willing to bet we'll also get to go to Merman Island, as well as Punk Hazard, which were the 2 latest plot arcs in the anime. We can also confirm that a few new characters are playable other than the Straw Hats, such as Kuma, Inaru, as well as Trafalgar Law. This game is going to be a lot of fun. I wonder if they'll improve multiplayer. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Next game, number 3, Rayman Legends. Wait, Rayman Legends? Shouldn't that be out already? Wasn't the release date last month? Oh, that's right. Ubisoft pushed it back to September so everyone can get it. Because it wasn't like the game was complete or anything. But enough about that. I'm gonna say it right now. I haven't seen a game that looked as beautiful, breathtaking, amazing as Rayman Legends in years. It just blows my mind that this incredible looking game is a side-scroller. It's like you expect it to be something like The Last Guardian, but no, it's Rayman Legends, and it looks incredible! Of course, it's not all about the graphics. The gameplay looks equally amazing. They've actually come up with a clever way of using the Wii U tablet for a side-scroller, unlike making platforms in a boring fashion in New Super Mario Bros. U. No, you control this little guy named Murphy to paralyze enemies or move objects and obstacles for the other players. It's quite ingenious, actually. Of course, Rayman and his gang are back with their usual moves and wonderful platforming elements. I think one of the most impressive things about this game, however, is the level design. It really is taking the platformer to new places. That level where the enemies are basically singing a dumbed-down version of Black Betty, and you run and jump and attack to the music. Hey, isn't that like Harmonite? Oh, off topic. Not to mention we finally get a platformer that's 4-player co-op online. Why can't Nintendo learn this lesson? Donkey Kong Country Returns should have been online. Kirby Returns to Dreamland should have been online. Kirby's Epic Yarn should have been online, but I don't really care too much about that game. And of course, New Super Mario Bros. U should have been online. Local multiplayer is fun and all, but what about my friends who live far away from me? One of my best friends lives a state away from me. It would be nice to play some fun platformers with him. Sorry I'm ranting about this. This is about Rayman Legends. Anyway, it's an incredible game. It's just a shame we have to wait till September to get it. Number 2, Phantasy Star Online 2. I have only one thing to say about Phantasy Star Online 2. It's about time. I was a big fan of Phantasy Star on the GameCube. In fact, I was such a big fan I actually used the dial-up modem. I played that game on dial-up and paid the monthly fee. But you know what? It was worth it. That was a fun game. I played with my friends all the time. It was just a blast going through the different areas, collecting rare weapons. And then it ended. Eventually, Phantasy Star Online was shut down. Every version of it, including the PC version. What we were left with was a new series, Phantasy Star Universe. Phantasy Star Universe was fun, but I never bothered paying a monthly fee for it. There was also Phantasy Star Zero, which had free online multiplayer, but the graphics weren't very good, it being a DS game and all. Finally, they announced Phantasy Star Online 2, a true sequel to one of my favorite online games of all time. I don't know too much about it, other than the fact that you got your usual classes, like Hunter, Ranger, and Cast. Mags also make a return, which is awesome because I love feeding those little guys. The graphics look very impressive, but the best part about Phantasy Star Online 2 is that it's completely free to play. Oh sure, there's a cash shop if you want to go and buy some interesting items for your character, but other than that, it's completely free. I cannot wait for this game to come out. I want to play it as soon as possible. Too bad there's no release date for it. They say they want to release it in America in early 2013. Well, they better hurry up because we're going to be getting out of early 2013 soon. See you all later on Phantasy Star Online 2. And the number 1 game I'm looking forward to most in 2013 is Pokemon X and Y. Now, normally, I wouldn't put a Pokemon game at the top of the list, but I'll make an exception just this once, because Game Freak finally got it right. Ever since the DS was announced, I've been wanting a 3D Pokemon game. The DS was about as powerful as an N64 in certain ways. So I thought, oh, finally we get a 3D Pokemon game to take on the go with 3D battles and everything. Oh, how wrong I was. With game after game, Game Freak just kept giving us sprites. Sprites, 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 and more sprites. I wanted 3D, and finally we're getting it. The world you traverse in Pokemon X and Y is in 3D, as well as the battle screens. They remind me of Pokemon Stadium. It doesn't look like you get to see other trainers on the battlefield, but then again, this is an early video, so perhaps we will get to see other trainers on the battlefield. Similar to Pokemon Black and White, they seem to change how the camera is fixed, depending on the area you're at. Sometimes it looks like a standard Pokemon game, other times it's side view, other times it's behind view. My main question is, are we going to still have to walk in squares in a 3D game? I hope not. I don't really care about the next generation of Pokemon too much. I'm just pleased that all the old Pokemon will finally be usable in a 3D portable Pokemon game. Well done, Game Freak. Took you long enough. Oh, and congratulations on finding 2 spots on this list. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Remember, me and my friends started a new channel called The Strategy Guides where we do several Let's Plays. Right now we're doing Donkey Kong Country 2. Check it out if you have the time. And if you like this video, please subscribe. My next goal? Ape Escape 3.